communication theorist James Carey is associated with the ritual model of communication. Let's discuss the ritual model of communication in today's video. As opposed to the transmission model of communication, which is about imparting messages over a geographical space, the ritual model is about maintaining society over time. The ritual model of communication is very different from the effects models. The early model of communication was a linear, one-way process from source to destination. Later, interaction, feedback, and interpretative features were included in such models. The transmission model of communication describes the process of transmitting messages at a distance for the purpose of control. Effects theories focus on the transmission of information from a dominant source to passive receivers. Typical effects of such theories include persuasion, attitude change, behavior modification, socialization through the transmission of information, influence or conditioning. Ritual is defined as a set of fixed actions and sometimes words performed regularly, especially as a part of a ceremony. A ritual is also any act done regularly, usually without thinking about it. For example, coffee and the newspaper are part of my morning ritual. Rituals cover everything from handshakes to coronations. Symbolic formalities like these rituals create, maintain, or alter social realities, identities, and relations. They define situations and their obligations. The ritual model of communication links communication to sharing, participation, association, fellowship, and the possession of a common faith. It shares the same root with the words commonness, communion, community, etc. A ritual view is not directed towards the extension of messages in space, but the maintenance of society in time. Not the act of imparting information, but the representation of shared beliefs. Ritual communication depends on shared understandings and emotions. The terms ritual and transmission are not meant to categorize different types of communication. This is to highlight different capacities of communication. According to the transmission model, the value of a newspaper lies in the information that it imparts. According to the ritual concept of communication, information is in itself less important than the act of receiving and reading it each day, as well as the fact that it shapes and maintains our conception of the world around us. News reading and writing is a ritual act and a dramatic one. Before the reader is not just pure information, but a portrayal of the contending forces in the world. Readers engage in a continual shift of roles or of dramatic focus as they read through the newspaper. A story on international relations may see the readers adopt the role of the patriotic Indian, for example. One on feminist movements may lead them to take sides. A tale of violence on the campus in a newspaper evokes their class antagonisms and resentments. This is different from media effects. According to James Carey, newspapers do not operate as a source of effects or functions, but as dramatically satisfying, which is not to say pleasing, presentations of what the world at root is. And it is in this role, that of a text, that a newspaper is seen, just like a novel or play. Under a ritual view, news is not information but drama. It does not describe the world but portrays an arena of dramatic forces and action. And it invites our participation on the basis of our assuming social roles within it. Ritual communication is celebratory, consummatory and decorative rather than utilitarian and objective. It often requires some element of performance. Medium and message are usually hard to separate. The media are one of the major sponsors of ritual. Their endorsement of an event as worthy of full ceremonial media event coverage is a major commitment of resources to making it a media event. It is also a crucial signal of social value. Ritual communication is not purposive. However, in some planned campaigns, for instance in politics or advertising, the principles of ritual communication are sometimes taken over and exploited. For example, the use of potent symbols, latent appeals to cultural values, traditions, etc. The message of ritual communication is usually latent and ambiguous, depending on associations and symbols, which are not chosen by the participants but made available in the culture. The aim of ritual communication is not to persuade or convince. Participation in ritual communication may symbolize ideas and values of solidarity and fellowship which are widely shared and understood, often vaguely. Thanks for staying along, friends.